Welcome to Creepin' It Real. I am Judah.
I'm Jake.
We checked out the body horror film called The Substance last week. Let's check out this trailer.
People always ask for something new. It's inevitable.
What I actually read is that during the shooting of this, he had consumed 4 pounds of shrimp.
It's crawfish, so it's not even shrimp, is it?
I don't know. I mean,
Either
It
way.
stops.
I doubt a restaurant like that's going to be, well, maybe.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger.
Okay, speaking of that, one thing that frustrated me
Okay.
is it's supposed to be a younger, better version of yourself.
Okay.
My assumption would be that this second person, all spoilers by the way, the second person would look like you. I'm looking online, reading people's different thoughts and theories, and it almost feels like, in a way, some of these theories are more so cope as far as let's do some kind of mental gymnastics for this movie that I love to make things that make no sense make sense. Because she didn't even have the same eye color.
Right.
And these people were like, that's because she's a better version. Not just a younger version, but a better version. How
Yeah.
does that work for you?
No.
Me either.
I mean,
More beautiful.
in my opinion, that's totally subjective.
As
Eye
far,
color.
yeah. What would be better?
Right.
That really does play into some weird kind of like almost Nazi type
Yeah.
belief, if
Yeah,
that's the
well,
direction you
if
want
she
to
would
go.
have been blonde also, but
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
More perfect. One single inject.
I did totally love the framing. The woman who directed this.
Dude, we'll talk about it.
Fine.
Oh my
I
gosh. Play the damn trailer.
Jake,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Jake,
trying.
listen to me.
I'm trying.
It has to be stopped or we will get claims. I'm doing this on purpose.
He's lying.
No, I'm not.
He's lying, you guys.
Unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself.
One that wears ugly tennis shoes.
I don't know, man.
This
Looks
is
like gemstone.
The Substance.
I'm Sue.
So,
I'm pausing it again. This chick, she's the daughter of another actress who dated Dennis Quaid. She's not Dennis Quaid's daughter, but Dennis Quaid happened to date her
that's
mom.
really gross.
How's that?
Especially, well, it's just like he was like fawning over her in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, wouldn't you be like a little disturbed if you're dating Dennis Quaid? And like in the movie, he was like, "Oh, you're so fucking hot." Blah, blah, blah.
I think as actors, you kind of understand that that's what's going on. It's all just act.
I still. Yeah.
But also, Dennis Quaid wasn't even supposed to be in this. Some guy named Ray Liotta was supposed to, and then he ended up dying like 3 months into the filming, so they replaced him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Sue.
You're hired.
Let's go.
A perfect balance of 7 days each. The one and only thing not to forget. You are one. You can't escape from yourself.
There's been a slight misuse of the substance.
This balance is not working.
Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop? Would you like to stop?
I'm fine. Everything's fine. You have to.
Cut! Grow yourself! Old, fat, disgusting.
People are
So, what were your thoughts?
Great movie. I thought it was great. It was just disturbing on so many levels.
Mm-hmm.
And what'd you say? Transformative? In a bad way?
Yeah.
Yeah, depressing as all hell.
I was just joking with your dad when I said that.
No, but it was very depressing.
Yeah, it was.
very depressing watching this movie and going, God, I feel like a piece of shit, like a fat, gross, ugly turd, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe that's what she was going for, is to make us like all feel uncomfortable. You know, I don't subscribe to those standards. You know, I never have. I never thought that was like, you know, hot or anything like that. Like that girl in this movie, I didn't find her attractive at all. Like, so, you know, but it was uncomfortable.
I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a solid movie, but it only had a budget of $17 million. And I did feel that it showed in places, even though it was very slick. I noticed that there were several places that there were mistakes made with the filming and the editing, or not so much.
You said something about like the
I
the
got
robe.
I got a copy of it right here.
Okay.
Let me watch it one more time. Bathrobe.
Bathrobe blur. Just pause it at the end.
I'll try.
Boop.
Yep, naked.
Yeah, you're right. No. How do you not catch that?
Like I said, sometimes it's not even. It wasn't like necessarily a mistake, but they didn't have time maybe to go back and do reshoots. So they're like, well, let's just use this and let's hope people don't catch it, kind of a thing.
Sure.
But that wasn't the only time. When Sue has the new boy toy staying at her house.
So,
And
which one? The one with the hairy ass or the one with
Yeah.
the eyes that go like this?
the hairy ass
Okay.
dude. When Sue and Elizabeth are having their tussle in the bathroom or whatever's going on in there, he's in bed and he hears the noises and he jumps up and gets out. He has shorts on.
Oh. Maybe on the way running to the bathroom, he's like, "Ooh, this sounds fun."
Yeah, let's go with that. So that was when I was originally watching it, and then they did that butt cut scene. I was like, wait a minute, didn't he have shorts on?
Butt cut.
So that's
clever.
And there was
I like
lots of
that.
the butt cut.
The butt cut. Mm-hmm.
And there was other things like during the fight when things were broken, then when there was a new angle, the thing that had just gotten smashed is back there in perfect condition. Several things like that. But it did not detract from my enjoyment from this movie.
The cinematography was my favorite thing, I think,
It was
about this movie.
amazing.
Yeah.
But it also has to be noted that she was clearly making references to Kubrick and The Shining.
100%. That and then Reanimator.
Yes, exactly.
100%.
And those aren't bad things.
No, I
Not
think
at
that
all.
I think that this, especially since like this whole like boss bitch movement, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to make nods at male directors.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that, you know, that says something.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I made this movie because I'm a boss. You know, like
Yeah.
she's like, oh yeah. Anyways.
At which you bring up a good point. It was directed by a female who is in her 40s. So
Really?
I would assume that she is
Wow.
somewhat seeing this.
Through different eyes.
Yeah. And somewhat feeling the inevitability of it.
Yeah. I guess because you said throughout the entire movie, you're like, oh, God. I'm
yeah.
gonna die old and alone.
It's going to happen. I was engaging with a female on the horror chat that I'm part of. She said that this is her favorite movie. And I told her we were going to be reviewing it. And she was like, well, let me know what you think. So then, you know, I contacted her. I was like, okay, these are my thoughts. And I was like, what do you think here? And I said, I didn't love it as much as you, but it was solid and I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's
And
a solid movie.
Essentially she came back with, well, I probably like it more because I'm a woman, which was a little weird for me because I was like, dude, when I was watching this, I felt Elizabeth's pain in
Right.
this completely. The whole aging. I mean, I work with, you know, a bunch of young guys here, and it can be quite frustrating knowing these guys are 20 plus years younger than me, and I'm trying to engage with them in the physical combat. That's an over exaggeration. We have another channel called On Company Time where we do games and stuff. So sometimes it can be difficult for me in my
He picks
age.
the games, so there's no excuse.
Oh, there's totally an excuse.
He could definitely do like, all right, guys, we're gonna have dinner time at 4 p.m. game, But
Go to sleep at 8.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
rule at these games.
Yeah, let's see who can take the most Tylenol PM without
Nope.
falling asleep.
Whoop whoop. Nobody finds those things entertaining though, so I gotta give the audience what they want.
But then again, maybe people your age would.
It's true. It's
They'd
true.
be like, look at these young kids. They're
know.
idiot. Like, oh.
But I felt the pain of the Elizabeth character in here. Now I've never known the burden of being attractive and feeling like, oh shit, I'm not going to be beautiful now. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I am what I am.
I think more for me, it was like, and this is what I struggled with when I turned 30, is I felt like I'm not going to be attractive to others will not find me attractive. Not that, I'm married. I'm very happily married. But for some reason, there's still that thing in the back of my head that like, I don't know. You still want to be attractive, especially like to my wife.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't want to like be that guy that lets go. Just like, And so there's a lot of time I've always struggled with my weight in like my entire life. And so like that's always like one of those things. Like, I don't want to be out with her friends or something or in a group and they're like, God, I can't believe she married him. You know what I mean?
No,
There's
I can
that
get
thought in the back of my head,
Yeah.
like, oh, what the hell is wrong with her? Like, he's so,
Be
But
it that this
anyways.
was written from a female perspective completely and totally, and it makes sense the way that they tackled it, I still was able to engage. I didn't have to see a man acting out this. I still felt the emotional connection with it.
Absolutely.
And-
And so I don't think it was made for females. Maybe it was. I don't know. 'Cause,
I think it
it
was.
It was definitely like white men are evil. Like, especially
That's for
old
sure.
white men are
Yeah.
evil. All of them.
Yeah.
And, and just white men in general. I mean, that kid was such a fucking
Oh
dick.
gosh, what a trash.
Yeah, piece of garbage. And I'm sitting here going, and you and I are sitting here going, like, especially when that guy was simping,
Yes.
like, we're like, does this shit really happen?
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't believe it. Like, I know this movie exaggerates things.
Oh, yeah.
But still, to a certain extent, you're like, dude, I've never been like that. I
Yeah.
can't imagine that there's people. I mean, I'm sure there are,
Mm-hmm.
but to experience it like everywhere, like, there's no way, man. There can't be that many simps out there.
The burden of beauty.
Yeah, I guess.
It was disgusting. This may be a hot thing that I'm going to bring up here, but did you?
Hot take?
Yeah. Did you notice though? I'm definitely going to be called racist for this. That all the men were white and
Yep.
all shit, except the one interviewer that was black.
Was gay.
Yeah, he did also come off as gay.
No.
I was like, wow, if that just wasn't such a very pointed, all you straight white pieces of shit out there. I was like, wow, that was,
Pretty racist.
yeah, I was like, well, thank you. I try. On her part or
On
my
her
part? I mean, they don't see it that way. They see it as
I know they
like-
don't see it that way, but it is. It's racist. It's sexist. It's, what's the opposite of misogynistic?
I would still say what isn't misogyny just has to do with the sexual orientation in general? Or?
I think misogyny
only
is
female.
male to female.
Okay, that's interesting. I've never
Yeah.
thought about that. That just goes to show the patriarchy. Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Your privilege.
Yeah,
You've never had to think of that.
that's true.
No,
Actually,
I mean, it makes you feel like, I mean, besides the older part, it's like
Yeah.
you're also like, did women see us all as just pieces of shit?
If
Like,
that's how it is, that's a massive shame. I mean, I'm not by saying this. That does not mean that I don't believe it happens.
no, I'm sure it does.
I mean, freaking Harvey
And, well,
Weinstein, piece of
and I
trash.
mean, look at it's Hollywood too. That's a totally different world than we in Indiana.
Yeah,
You
Midwest
know,
sensibility over here.
yeah, it just like we've gone to California a few times, and the few times that we did, we saw like a lot of just like it's just a different world out there. It really 100% is, and you just think you're like, gosh, dude, you feel like you stepped into the Twilight Zone, like 100%,
Yeah.
you know, and you feel like an outcast because I would say I'm more conservative
Oh, yeah.
or libertarian, you know, but out there, man, it's just like, whoa, dude, very left. And you step into this world of just like, whoa, and everything is these beauty standards and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, yeah, everybody's got headshots and stuff they're trying to pass. It's just wild, man. So, I could see that, but you know, we're just good old corn-fed boys from you know.
So
No,
what's
that's
your
all.
what's your score out of 10?
I'd say 7.5.
Okay.
You know, probably around there.
Yeah. I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I just want to explain that I don't think there are any 10 out of 10 movies out there.
No, I don't either. I mean, my favorite movie, Evil Dead 2, is still a 9 for me.
Yeah, exactly. If you get a 7, 8, or a 9 out of me, especially
That's
for a
fantastic.
horror movie, that means I'm saying I recommend this movie.
Yeah.
But if I ever say something is a 10 out of a 10, then I'm probably being facetious and just an asshole in general. That's how it is.
What's your highest rated movie? I'm curious.
I don't even know. I was trying to think about that.
What's one of your favorite movies? What's a favorite movie just top of your head?
Oh, Indiana Jones.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Is that the one where they like burn up?
Yeah, they melt face melting. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And even that I would not give a 10.
Interesting.
But yeah, I love that movie. And Back to the Future, the first one.
What about Spaceballs? You seem like a Spaceballs
I
guy.
hate Spaceballs. I think
Really?
it's stupid.
Okay.
People call it a classic, and I'm like, that's just dumb trash.
I mean, I love John Candy. He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah.
Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
great
That's one of my top movies.
I can agree with that. It's a
Yeah.
fantastic movie.
Oh,
There-
anyways, we're getting off the topic. Sorry.
anyway.
But yeah,
I
I'd
would
say
give it a
7,
recommend.
7.5. Yeah, definitely.
7 for sure.
I would
that's a high
highly
watch.
recommend it, especially like, I mean, you will feel uncomfortable, most likely, especially if you're a little bit older. I mean, like I'm in my late 30s, he's in his early 40s, and it's just like I know my brother is a little bit younger than you, but around the same age. He is feeling that. You know what I mean? Like he's losing his hair. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a girlfriend or anything, which he is a catch. I just want people to know that.
He's a
So,
tall man.
and he's just got a good heart.
Yeah, he
And
does.
he would, I think most women look for that more than anything. He's not an unattractive guy. You know, look at me. He's my brother. Anyways, but he's feeling that like, geez, everything's flying by.
It is.
And like with me having kids, I've got 6 kids. I know. I never had any issues. But like guys deal with stuff too. It's not just women. I think that's one thing that there's a mistake. Like men just age gracefully. It's just is not true. Things start to really hurt. Your prostate doesn't fucking work, and you have to sit at the toilet for like 5
Yeah.
minutes trying to take a
No
piss.
joke. I was up 4 times.
And it's just it sucks, man. There's things that you just like. It's not just women. So I did want to make that comment. Like this movie isn't just for women. I think men struggle with a lot of shit too. You know, they don't just get to go around like Dennis Quaid and like, I look at this chick, and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
it's just not true.
No.
So
Well, from our
from our point of yes,
exactly.
I'm sure that there are Harvey Weinstein looked like one of those guys that
Oh, yeah.
was probably eating shrimp.
Yeah, and other things.
Yes, a lot of other things, but anywho, that's all. So
Now, I was thinking about this just a second, and it had nothing to do with what you're saying, but there is a lot of nudity.
a shit ton, man. I was really uncomfortable with that.
Me too. It makes it wasn't like a sexual nudity. Well, I mean,
It is. It's a
is,
hyper sexual nudity.
but it was also part of the body horror, and I totally was I was like fine with it being
Dude,
part
Demi
of the
Moore
story.
at the end. Oh my god, that was hilarious when she like got into her body the last time, and her boobs are like
Oh,
like
the
it's-
prosthetics.
But my god, man, she moved like a champ, didn't she?
Oh, okay, that brings up another.
Sorry,
There's so many. gosh
sorry.
dang it.
I thought about that. She was like, dude, isn't that like a better you?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she was a Superman. Well, so was Fu. She was Superwoman too. Like, yeah, that just blew my mind.
Okay, you brought up a couple things. First of all, the chick who plays Sue, her name is Margaret, which is a super old school name. That's like my grandma's.
Yeah.
But anyway, good for her. I kind of like that name. Her breasts were not real; they were prosthetic. I'm not saying she has fake boobs, but in what I learned is she was wearing a chest
Gotcha.
piece. Also, one of the things that frustrated me about this movie is they made it seem like whenever Sue would abuse her power and take more,
Time.
activate her time from Elizabeth, then Elizabeth would get more decrepit and things got more difficult for her to move her body and so forth. But then at the end, when like all of her life is essentially sucked from her and she's a hunched over old, boobs swinging on the floor woman, she is just like booking. She's running up and down steps.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
carrying
like
huge-
when
and I was
her
like,
leg went, like she's like and that scene where she could not
Yeah.
get her leg to I'm like, wait a minute, I thought she couldn't move.
exactly.
Yeah.
Again, then there's a lot of people out there that I feel are coping, trying to come up with, no, she just looks old. She still has the strength of a 50-year-old. And I was like, I don't think that the movie said that.
No.
So
no,
that-
not at all.
And also it was never really clear if they shared consciousness.
That was really bothered me.
There
Because it kept saying, you are one. And it's
Exactly.
like, well, not really. Not at all. I mean, they didn't share the same experience
Yes.
by any
Okay.
means.
Now, oh gosh, you just opened up so
Sorry.
much that I totally forgot about, but it makes this conversation more interesting. Okay, so the first time Sue decides to steal extra time from Elizabeth,
Just one more day.
she goes back out there to hump that hideous guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he unzips the back of her shirt, and all of her organs fall out.
Yeah.
And then we cut, and it's like her and Sue are switching days. Sue and Elizabeth are switching days.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, did that happen, or did it not?
I don't think it did.
That's the thing. And then the whole when Sue has that weird moment when that bubble pops out of her butt, and then she goes and she pulls a freaking chicken leg
Yeah.
out of her belly button.
We never get any.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking online, like somebody please explain to me. Even the woman I was talking about who loved this movie, I was like, hey, maybe I missed something, but could you explain to me what that was all about? Her explanation didn't help me. I mean, we talked about it, but it didn't really help. But online, a lot of people are saying that these were just dreams that show that they were sharing consciousness. And I was like, I did not pick up on that in any way.
No, not at all. No, gosh, not at all. I thought when she was cooking all that food and
Yeah.
she was like going into witch mode,
Yeah.
that's where there was a part where I thought, okay, maybe they did share consciousness
Yes.
because like she was like, oh, I ate that chicken and it came out of her and she had the worst experience ever. So I'm going to eat all this
Yeah.
nasty ass shit. But no, she just fucking threw it everywhere and like it never, ever explained that whatsoever.
Exactly. That's what I thought
That
too.
irritated me.
And that's kind of what this woman I was speaking to was saying. She was like, no, she was eating the food to kind of try to sabotage Sue's body. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But she didn't swallow a whole fucking chicken leg. Sorry, don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
She didn't swallow a whole chicken leg.
You just swore.
It frustrated me. And
there's a beer word.
why is she pulling out this whole? It made
no
did
sense,
she
dude.
shove it in her ass?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but it was not explained. It was definitely played into the body horror. That was cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But never ever once
And at the
explained it.
end, it got really crazy and hilarious.
Dude, it went so bonkers.
It did.
Like, yeah, it was wild. The blood and the gore and everything, it was just so out there.
It was.
It definitely was a different movie the last 15 minutes.
Yes.
I also will have to say that this movie went on for 15, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Way too long.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes.
It needed to be cut down. And maybe it will be. I know that you said something about time. And maybe that's why. But dude, it just went, that final part went way too long.
Too long.
The metal,
Yeah.
and it just like sprayed. And we're like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's spraying blood for a good 5 minutes, and it's just like,
Yeah. Just doing the ballerina, just
yeah,
spinning, spraying
Yeah.
it everywhere. Yeah.
and then Elizabeth on the back. Ah,
I know. Mouth open the whole time.
I'm pretty. Yeah.
Despite this last minute trashing on certain moments of this movie, I would still give it a high recommend.
Yeah, me too.
It's still a legit movie despite its flaws. It's still legit and entertaining 100%.
So, okay.
Okay, I'm Judah.
I'm Jake.
This was Creepin' It Real. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Bye.